In recent years, Volkswagen was forced to admit that it had cheated on emissions tests for its diesel vehicles, leading to a major crisis worldwide. How did the emission scandal come to light? Why did Volkswagen engage in this deception? What were the consequences of the scandal? For all this and more, before starting the video, if you're interested in universal economic history, you can subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to be informed about new videos I upload every day. Enjoy the watch.
Universal economic history.
The emission scandal is a scandal in which Volkswagen was found to have used fraudulent software in its diesel vehicles to manipulate emission values. Emissions refer to the gases, particles, and other pollutants released into the environment from vehicles, factories, power plants, and other industrial sources. Particularly in the automotive industry, emissions are used to indicate the release of harmful substances into the atmosphere depending on the fuel type and performance of the vehicles. These substances include carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, hydrocarbons, and other chemical compounds. Emissions can cause various negative effects such as environmental pollution, poor air quality, harm to human health, and climate change. Therefore, controlling and reducing emissions is important. International standards have been established for emission values, and automobile manufacturers are required to comply with these standards. The emission scandal broke out in the United States in 2015. The Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, announced that Volkswagen had engaged in emissions cheating in its diesel vehicles. Prior to the EPA's announcement, a research conducted by the Center for Alternative Fuels, Engines, and Emissions, CAFEE, at West Virginia University had also revealed the same results. CAFE engineers found that Volkswagen's diesel vehicles emitted significantly higher levels of harmful gases under real-world driving conditions. Volkswagen had both economic and political reasons to engage in this deception. On the one hand, it had a commitment to reduce carbon dioxide emissions under the European Union's Kyoto Protocol. In line with this commitment, European Union countries made diesel fuel cheaper by increasing taxes on gasoline. As a result, the sales of diesel vehicles increased, and European car manufacturers made significant investments in diesel technologies. On the other hand, Volkswagen wanted to enter the US market but had to comply with stricter nitrogen oxide, NOx, emission standards. However, the technology required to reduce NOx emissions was expensive and caused performance losses. Volkswagen developed a deceptive software to solve this problem. With this software, the vehicles could show low emission values during testing but achieve higher performance and fuel efficiency under real driving conditions. This way, Volkswagen could enter the US market and claim to offer environmentally friendly and efficient diesel vehicles. However, the discovery of Volkswagen's fraudulent software was accidental and made by a group of researchers working at West Virginia University in the United States. In 2014, the researchers were commissioned by the California Air Resources Board, CARB, the air pollution regulator in California, to test a series of diesel vehicles. During the tests, the researchers discovered that the diesel engines in Volkswagen's Jetta and Passat models used a deceptive software to lower emission levels and pass the tests. The researchers published their findings in an article, alleging that Volkswagen had used an emission control device in its diesel vehicles to manipulate emission tests. In May 2014, engineers from the Center for Alternative Fuels, Engines, and Emissions, CAFEE, who were investigating Volkswagen's fraudulent software, presented their findings at a public forum in San Diego. The forum was attended by officials from the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, various representatives from the automotive industry, and government officials. CAFE engineers revealed that the software used by Volkswagen in its diesel vehicles significantly increased emissions under normal driving conditions and only reduced them to normal levels during emission tests. This presentation played a significant role in uncovering the Volkswagen scandal. Additionally, the International Council on Clean Transportation, ICCT, published CAFEE's findings online, which further increased the awareness of the scandal. The media extensively covered the Volkswagen scandal. The news highlighted the scale of the scandal and the damage to Volkswagen's reputation. The Volkswagen emission scandal made headlines in numerous news channels worldwide. The public's reaction to the Volkswagen scandal was significant. Customers were disappointed to learn that the actual emissions of their vehicles were much higher than the stated values and accused Volkswagen of deception. Environmentalists also reacted strongly since it was discovered that the actual emissions of the vehicles were much higher than indicated, leading to increased air and environmental pollution. Politicians, regulators, and environmental groups in both the United States and Europe questioned the legitimacy of Volkswagen's emission tests. Groups sensitive to environmental protection called for stricter oversight and regulation of emission standards in the automotive industry. The Volkswagen scandal had a major impact on the company's stock price. Within 2 weeks of the scandal breaking out, VW's stock price plummeted by 40%. The market value of the company also decreased by $25 billion. Volkswagen had to recall millions of its vehicles. The majority of these vehicles were in Europe, but approximately 500,000 vehicles were recalled in the United States. The recalled vehicles were mostly diesel-powered and designed to manipulate emission tests using the deceptive software. These recalls increased the company's costs and resulted in reputational damage. Volkswagen also faced numerous legal cases worldwide and had to pay billions of dollars in fines. The company had to restrict its investment programs and reduce vehicle models, negatively affecting industries such as machinery, electric motors, and computer services in Germany and Europe. The scandal also reduced demand for diesel vehicles and accelerated the automotive industry's shift toward electric vehicles. Customers lost trust in Volkswagen after learning about the company's non-compliance with laws and environmentally harmful practices. Concerns also arose about the services and products provided by Volkswagen, further diminishing sales and damaging the company's reputation. Similarly, the public displayed a negative attitude toward Volkswagen. Environmental and health organizations in both the United States and Europe strongly criticized Volkswagen for its ethical violations and reacted to the environmental pollution and health risks caused by the company. Due to the scale and impact of the scandal, even the survival of VW became a subject of debate. As a result of this scandal, VW had to recall approximately 11 million vehicles worldwide and face penalty lawsuits in various countries. In the United States, VW was found guilty of 3 charges and agreed to pay a $2.8 billion fine. Additionally, it paid an additional $1.5 billion for environmental, customs, and financial violations. 6 top executives of the company were also accused of involvement in this conspiracy. Some of these individuals were directly involved in the development and proliferation of the software used to manipulate emission tests, while others were accused of remaining silent despite being aware of the scandal. Several top executives had to resign following these allegations. Furthermore, the chairman of VW's management board also resigned after the scandal broke out. In Germany, the first collective lawsuit against VW began in 2019, where approximately 450,000 customers claimed compensation, alleging that their vehicles had depreciated in value and performance. After the scandal, VW took a series of measures to manage the crisis and regain trust. Volkswagen initiated an internal review of its structure and operations by appointing an independent law firm, Jones Day, to investigate how and by whom the scandal was carried out. Jones Day conducted a comprehensive investigation at VW's facilities and within its management worldwide. The investigation confirmed that the scandal was not the work of just a few individuals but a conspiracy involving senior executives at Volkswagen. Volkswagen also established an audit committee within the company to review its operations and strategies and provide improvement recommendations. The company also started conducting rigorous checks on emission tests and other procedures at all its facilities worldwide and emphasized the principle of transparency. After the resignation of then CEO Martin Winterkorn, Matthias Müller, the former CEO of Porsche, was appointed as the new CEO of Volkswagen. Müller stated, "Rebuilding trust at Volkswagen Group is our top priority, and we will leave no stone unturned." The ongoing process was not easy. Until 2017, the company experienced a decline in sales and profitability. In 2016, Volkswagen had to pay a $22 billion penalty and reported its first loss in over 20 years. VW's sales in the US decreased by 8%, and its market share dropped to 2%. The demand for diesel vehicles also declined due to the scandal, widening the gap between Volkswagen and its competitors Toyota and General Motors. However, in 2017, VW adopted a different strategy to mitigate the impact of the scandal. The company introduced new models, announced investment plans for electric vehicles, and improved profitability by cutting costs. Additionally, Volkswagen sought to regain trust by offering compensation to customers in the United States, which proved successful. As a result of these measures, Volkswagen achieved a 4% increase in sales in 2017, selling 10.74 million vehicles and becoming the world's largest car manufacturer that year. Nevertheless, this success was not sufficient to completely eliminate the effects of the emission scandal. VW continues to work towards recovering from the consequences of the scandal, facing lawsuits and investigations in various countries. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, please hit the like button. If there's a specific video you'd like me to make on economic history, don't forget to mention it in the comments section. I wish everyone a pleasant day.
Universal Economic History.